Alright, now let's discuss the next bug, which is SQL Injection Blind Boolean based. So go to the choosing option, choose your bug, so and select SQL Injection Boolean based. So select that, it will redirect you to this page, which is sqli_core.php. Now here we have given a search bar where we can search for movies. So I'm searching for Iron Man, and if I click on search button, the movie exists in our database. So it returns true or false. It returns one of the two values, which is true or false. So if the thing you search here exists in the database, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So let's search for something else, and it says the movie does not exist in our database, so it is based on boolean. So here that's why it says boolean based. So now let's intercept this request and play around with this using bWAPP. So I will go to bWAPP, and in the proxy tab I will turn on the intercept, and now let's say just x, and which does not exist, by the way. Just I click on search. Now we intercepted the request. Let's send this to repeater, and here let's send the request to see what we are getting. So we got 200 here. Now let's render this page to see if it says the movie does not exist, the previous message. Now let's add some parameters to this, because this sends the SQL query sending get request to this file with the variable of title and the action of search. Now let's add some parameters, or let's do some stops to see if we are getting some errors or something like that. So inside the query parameters we have the variable name title, and let's change the value or add some codes to see if we are getting any error or something like that. And I send in the request, and we got 500. This means we are doing something wrong with this server. As you can see, internal server error 500 code. So the query for this will be something like here in the browser it says select search for movies. So this will be something if you type something here, this will send this request to this file with the request of variable title and then our string. So it will be something like, if the database table name is movies, then it will be select star from movies, where let's say title or movie name is dash dash dash, which we pass here. So we can let's think about this, how we can append more strings or more requests to this query. So let's say our query is something like select star from movies, let's say, I don't know, movies, where title is something, which we pass in the input field. So we can append our bad queries using OR operator. We can use AND operator and stuff like that. So we can inject our bad code right here. So let's say we want to append the code just a simple, which is 1 = 1. So how we can do this using bWAPP? So let's try it out. This is the basic query. If you want, you can check the SQL I_core.php and see the PHP code, so how it looks like. So let's do it. Let's add a parameter. Let's say the movie name or title is x, and then we are closing that tag, and then we say or. If it is not, the movie title is not this, then do this OR operator. If you are familiar with programming, this the OR operator is kind of, if any of them is true, it will return true. So we will see that the movie exists in the database. We will see true values. So let's say the movie title is x, and or 1 is equal to 1, which is always true. So let's apply this query and send request, and let's wait for this to return the response. If you check your console, it says 500. There's some weird things going on, but it is loading too much. I think there is something wrong with this. It is not returning anything. What's going on here? Let's remove our string and apply this, and let's send it. Oh, cancel, send. It says waiting. It seems like the bWAPP is down. It seems like the server is not responding. Let's restart our server. So Ctrl X and restart it. Let's send the request again. I think I should close the bWAPP and restart it again. So let's close this and let's turn it on again. bWAPP Community Edition. Next, startup. By the way, you can change the bWAPP default theme, which is light to dark, which looks a bit better. And the sometimes we say just for fun that light attracts bugs, and we don't want bugs, and we are tracking bugs right here. So whatever. Let's go to proxy and turn on the intercept. Oh, we haven't on the browser, so open the bWAPP browser, turn it off because we need to log into bWAPP. So let's log in and then we will turn this sucker on. It is loading too much, I don't know why. Let's go to our host on which the bWAPP is running. So let's select our bug, which is SQL injection Boolean based, and let's turn on the intercept and let's search for something, and we got the query. Let's send this to repeater and let's send this, and here we got 200. Now let's apply our parameters, which were x or 1 equal 1, and apply this and let's send the request, and we got 500. Means something is wrong. Let's play around with this. Maybe the error is with the quotes. So let's actually turn this into quotes, because this will be at the end. So let's apply this and see what we are getting. So I will send this request. Yeah, and yes, we got 200. Let's render this to see if we are getting that the movies exist in the database. So, and yes, we got it. The movie exists in our database. So this means we successfully injected and we executed this query. The X movie does not exist in the movies database, and we successfully executed this query. So we successfully executed our query. Now let's try some other queries. So we can add it to this right here. Let me show to you what I mean. So we are going to write a SQL query that will check if database that we are looking for exists in this database, in this MySQL server. So select database, and let's say if it is equal to the bWAPP. If this is true, and we are using AND operator, and 1 is equal to 1. So if both of them is true, then it will return true, and it will show this message that the movies exist in our database. So let's apply this and see if we are getting something from this. And yes, we got 200. So this means our query is working fine. As you can see, the movie exists in our database. So let's change this database name to something else. Let's say WF. So just WF. Let's apply this and send request. We got 200 again. Let's check the response, and yes, it says the movie does not exist in our database. This means the database name, which is the bWAPP, equals WF. So this query become false, and we are using AND operator right here. So this query become false, and the movie name is already not X, so that's why it returns false and shows the message, which is the movie does not exist in our database. So that's how you can use Boolean based SQL injectable queries to return some responses and check for something in the database. So you can do something like select from users where the ID is something whatever, and so on and so forth. So you can execute after this OR operator. You can execute a lot of queries, but the problem you will need to add this code, because otherwise it will show in error. So that's why I'm using this way. So that's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.